Hello, I'm Jill Benson, the Dwell Curriculum Coordinator, and I'm going to take a few minutes today to walk you through Dwell Flex, our new multi-age, multi-setting version of Dwell. So I'm starting from the Dwell website here, and I'm just going to click on Explore Sessions to get to Dwell Digital. And you can also type in digital.dwellcurriculum.org into your address bar. And you'll need to be logged into Dwell Digital to access Dwell Flex. If you don't yet have a subscription to Dwell Digital, you can find out more information about that in the About Dwell section of our website. So I'll click on Dwell Flex, and you can see here all 36 sessions that are a part of Dwell Flex. These are written as standalone sessions, so you can move through them in any order, or you can move through them in the rough chronological order that we've placed them in here. For today, we're going to look at session 2. And the first thing that you'll see when you click into a session are these leader notes. From here, you can click to view the other Dwell session that this Flex session was sort of loosely adapted from. And when you do that, you'll be able to view the focus, the faith nurture goals, and you can click to read the leader reflection. You can also print the black and white story symbol from this page by clicking right here and then printing out this image. If we go back to the Flex session, you'll find that you can also access the full color story symbols from the Flex session and the additional resources. If you just click here, all 36 symbols that you would need for Dwell Flex are in this document. You just go to the page number that matches your session number. The last thing in these leader notes is some information about how to print the session, either to have a hard copy or to save it as a PDF. You can print just as you would print from any web page. I use Control-P, for example, or you can click on this link. Which will bring up the print screen. And you can see it takes out all of the extra sidebar and extra information and gives you just a nice clean version of the session to print. Now I use Chrome to access Dwell Digital, and so it gives me the option to save as PDF in the destination. I could just click my printer, or I can click this Save as PDF, and then when I hit Save, I can save it as a PDF document. And here's what that PDF document looks like when you open it. So again, all of that extra information on the website is taken off, and you just have a nice clean version of the session that you can share with parents or print out. So we'll move now into the session. You can see we have a quick note there at the top about greeting the children as they come in, and then the first step that you'll want to move through is the breathe section here. And this is just a time for your group to prepare their hearts to hear God's story. Take a few deep breaths in and out, just a way to get ready to hear God's story. From there, you move into tell and wonder. And there are some prompts here that you can say to the children as you enter the story. You'll want to make sure that you have the story symbol, and you'll show that to the children and ask them what they think the story might be based on the symbol. One thing to note, and I'll show you the story symbols again, we did put the title of the story at the top here to make it easier for you to find the right one. But if you have any readers in your group, you'll just want to fold that over when you show the story symbol so you don't give away what story it is. So then you'll move into telling the story using the story script, which is at the end of the Flex session. You just read through this. You might want to read through it once ahead of time just to improve the storytelling experience. And you'll want to make sure that you read the wondering questions, and then you pause and give children a chance to think about those and to respond if they would like to. Another option, if you have older children, is to read the story straight from a children's Bible or a simplified translation of Scripture. We like the NIRV for that. If you do read straight from the Bible, you'll just want to remember to leave time for wondering throughout. And you can use those same wondering questions from the story script below, or you can come up with your own wondering questions as well. So when you finish telling this story, you'll move into a time of prayer, and we'll offer simple prompts here that you can use. Sometimes there'll be a little call and response that you can use with the children during this prayer time, or you can also access our 5 Ways to Pray with Kids resource, and you can use one of these options to pray. And then the final step is respond. And for this, it's helpful to have the God's Big Story cards, a set of God's Big Story cards. You can access the Faith Alive website where you can order those right here from the sidebar. And just to give you a sense of what these look like, so each card is like, it will have the story symbol on the front and the scripture that goes along with it. And then on the back, it has these 6 different ways that you can respond to that story. And so in the response section, we'll tell you which God's Big Story card you need, and then you can go and look on the back of that card and choose one of the 6 response activities to do with your group. If you don't have the God's Big Story cards, you can also access our free Dwell at Home resource, 5 Ways to Retell a Bible Story with Kids, and you can use one of these options to respond to the story. And the last thing here is just easy extra. We'll have this in each session. It's just an extra little activity that you can add in if you have extra time. Sometimes there'll be arrival activities that will help children enter the story. Sometimes they'll have printable pages like this one does. When there is a printable page, it will be a hyperlink that you can just click into and then print out a PDF. They're just extra little things that you can do to fill the time if you need to, and to continue reviewing the story with the children. So that's a very quick walkthrough of Dwell Flex. Just a quick reminder, as you're preparing, things that you want to make sure you do is to make sure that you have the story symbol ready to show the children when you move into the Tell and Wonder step. And then you'll want to try and take time to read through the story once beforehand if you're able to. That'll just make for a little bit better of a storytelling experience for your group. And then if you're going to use the God's Big Story card, you just might want to read through those activities on the back once and take note of which ones you might like to do with your group. And if you're going to include the Easy Extra, just take a look and see if there are any printables that you need to print out, or if there are any additional supplies that you need to gather for that Easy Extra activity. And it might be especially important to think through that if you're leading a video session or if you're sending the session for parents to do. You'll just want to make sure you include any printables or materials for these easy extras so that parents can do those at home as well. As you start to use Dwell Flex, if you have any questions or any feedback, we'd love to hear from you. You can connect with us on our Dwell Facebook page or our Facebook group, or you can also email info@dwellcurriculum.org.